Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. It is a new homework week. It is currently January 26th, 2020, and we're going to come at you with all the homework planning that we can possibly find, because I try and join every group just so that I can help as much as possible. So I hope we don't overwhelm you. We're going to go ahead and start with Magical Stitches. So Vicki, you'll read that to us?
Okay, so this is a short week. This is a short week for Magical Stitches because it ends on Friday. And so we're going to let the wheel decide what's going to happen. So it's going to go in alphabetical order. We have 4 prompts. However, the wheel is going to pick whatever resort you're in. That's the prompt. Whatever the wheel decides, that's what you're stitching on. So for prompt 1, it's because the Kingdom Keepers attend Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Stitch on a project you would wear or find at a Halloween party.
Okay, Lisa?
Okay, easy for me because I have got this fantastic prompt here, which is my Scarecrow Festival, if it decides to load for you. There it is. And it's a whole bunch of kids dressed up for Halloween, trick or treating. So that would be my one for that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
I will be working on Miss Ladybug because she looks like she's dressed up in a costume.
Oh, she's cute.
And I'm having to kind of scramble as y'all do these. So I'm gonna work on, I guess, Fairy Moon, because you would find all of the binds the tree trick, because you would find all of those items at a Halloween party. Does that work?
You would, yeah. You would.
You'd be dressed up as a witch.
Yeah, on the broom.
Yep. Hey, Megan, make sure you write this down.
Write this down?
Yeah, write it down. Because
Okay.
you want so you don't forget.
Okay.
Write it down.
Okay.
I know you, Megan. Write it down. Okay, so I'm either going to stitch on my Cinderella, or I can't decide if I want to stitch on my Cinderella or my Mulan piece.
Oh my gosh, I just realized you want me to write mine down. I'm writing down yours.
No, write yours down,
I
Megan.
thought you meant write down what you're saying.
No, Megan, because the moment we get off here, what's going to happen is you're going to go, hey, what did I say I was doing for that?
Oh dear, Megan. Oh dear, she's being such a good note taker.
Or this one.
That's true.
Megan, you always forget. You do this every time. We go, what did I say I was going to do?
I do.
So
you can always go back and watch the video.
You can.
Watch my old video. That's what I do.
And Vicki, how many stitches for the prompt?
Oh, 300. Penalty stitches is 450. 450. 450. And if you stitch on it without using a penalty stitch, you get 100 stitches towards Cinderella castle. Prompt 2. Maleficent prefers the cold. Stitch on something cold, like a winter scene, cold, a cold drink, wind. I've been trying to give some ideas, examples as we go.
Okay. Mine is going to be, just getting it ready so I can share it with you. One I've actually wanted to work on for a little while, and so it's quite a good prompt. I hope this is the number that gets called for me, but I get no say in it. I would like to do some work, start my next one of my Farmhouse Christmas series, and I'm up to doing, I don't know, one of the ones with the house with some building in it. So I'll do one of them if that's my number.
I have Too Happy. She is a little snow lady, and she's one of my focus pieces this year. So anytime I can fit her in, that's a good idea. And she obviously represents the cold. Definitely.
Oh, yes, she does.
I know which one I'm going to do. I just can't find it.
Okay, well, while you're looking, I'm going to stitch my camel. He's actually wearing a sweater, and he's got snowflakes.
That's cute. Ooh, there's my thunder. By the
And
way,
he does. Huh?
I'd like to say Happy Australia Day to everyone.
I said it earlier. You didn't hear me.
Ah, I thought that's what you said. That's why I have a flag in front of my face.
And that camel also double dips with ABC soup
Yeah.
because it's starting
C for camel.
C for camel.
I'm labeling these stupid projects, and
Oh, Bert.
I don't know what Bert wants, but he wants something.
Bert.
is he begging?
He's
Yeah, he
doing it.
was.
He was begging.
He just wanted to make sure he was the star of the show this week.
I guess so.
Do you
It
know
would
what?
be Winter Quaker, but I can't find it.
Okay. Well,
Okay. Well, it will fit.
Well, when you find it, you can show it.
Oh, here it is. Aha. See, as soon as I gave up.
mhm.
Dude, what are you doing? What do you want?
My Winter Quakers by Friendswood Manor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Lovely.
so pretty.
Okay.
The worst
Next
thing about these wheel weeks is you actually get in your mind, oh, I really want to stitch on that, and then it's not the number you get drawn.
Usually, yeah.
So how is the wheel working now?
So it's going to spin. It's going to be an elimination wheel. So I'm going to spin for Beach Club first. And then whatever that hits, that's what Beach Club will hit. It'll eliminate that prompt. Then it'll go to Boardwalk.
So we'll only do one of these prompts?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh man.
It's whatever the wheel decides.
Evil.
I know.
All right. What's the third prompt?
Oh, hang on. I'm watching Bert here. Third prompt. The Kingdom Keepers use the underground tunnels to get around Disney. Stitch on something you would find underground, like a plant, a tree root, water, a graves, a house crawl space, something like that. I asked my husband, I said, honey, what's underground? He goes, dead bodies.
True. I'm gonna double up. Well, it won't be doubling, but my Scarecrow Festival has a whole heap of pumpkin vines on the ground, and those vines go underground with their roots. So my Scarecrow Festival will get a second chance.
Awesome.
I think I'm going to I was going there too. It's kind of funny you mentioned pumpkins because I have fall pumpkin. And this is actually something I was supposed to work on. I still need to work on for the daily 30. So I'll be able to double dip it there with Superstition Week, I believe.
So I was thinking Quaker Alice, because doesn't she go underneath the tree stump in order to find there?
Yeah.
But there when you said dead body, which I'll show that one. But then you said dead bodies. I don't have the cover photo.
Dude, you got to stitch Alice, though. I love Alice.
I think I do Alice. But when you said, just to show another project you could use,
I'm sorry if Bert's purring too loud. Can you hear him?
Because
My two are getting scared by this storm.
Oh,
yeah, your prairie
the
moon
crypt.
dead bodies. Yep.
so you could do skeletons even, this is
You
another.
could.
And then I could do that one for the Halloween one too, because you can dress up as a skeleton.
Yep. So
Ooh,
I'm going.
Alice too. God. That's why I end up forgetting, because they all start falling into different prompts.
I told you to write them down.
I know. I'm
going to be doing my water goddess from Joan Elliott. It's also part of my WIPGO board. She's my new start, and she's sitting on a lily pad. And I Googled it, and it said lily pads, they're deep way underneath the pond in the river, so they're underground.
And actually, dragonflies start off underneath the pond too.
Really? Did not know that.
They live underwater first.
Did not know that. Okay. So, well, I'm using her. If she's called. I think I'm residing at the Grand Floridian this month. So whatever the Grand Floridian does, I'll hop over. So I'm resort hopping every month. I'm at a different spot. Beach Club is next.
Okay, what's fourth prompt?
And the final prompt is, I'm a slacker here. The Kingdom Keepers have a special button they push that takes them back to reality. Stitch on a project that involves a button. The flip it charts, the LK designs, they have the flip it's have all the buttons. Clothing, Mill Hill kits. So
So has it be a charm button? Has it be a charm button?
No.
No, like, okay,
Here.
I'm going to give you so I can use Cinderella's dress because it buttons up in the back.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm doing. See, I've got Alice, and her dress buttons up. So I'm doing Alice. So
We're going to pretend her dress buttons.
I'm quite sure her dress buttons underneath the laced corset.
Well, I think I too shall go with Alice. So mini Alice in a Dolly Dream. I'm sure there's a clasp type button at the top of the back of her dress. And we know I'm working on her all the time lately.
Or if you wanted to double dip, you could do your Miss Lady wing, because she'd definitely have some buttons holding together those wings.
Ooh, I also have a Mill Hill kit, a couple of Mill Hill kits that I haven't worked on this month that probably should be touched. Bert, seriously, what the heck, son?
This long
I don't know why he's begging. It's like the Bert show.
cord idea was not a good idea. So I think I'm going to do mine on Good Intentions.
Ooh,
Because
yeah.
you throw a button on and it's about sewing. Does that work? Is
Mhm.
that too
That
big of a
works.
stretch? And I think Shakespeare has buttons on her dress too. But I don't have I've lost my working copy of my pattern. I'm going to have to make another copy of the original copy. Another reason I make working copies, because I'm bad to lose. Oh, yeah, see? Does she have actual buttons? Those are buttons. Those could be Quaker buttons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have that one in my whips too, so that's why I was able to show you.
So that's going to get us through till Friday. And then something different happens on Friday to finish off the actual calendar week. Is that the plan, Miss Headmistress?
I would expect a pop-up, a small
'cause
2-day pop-up event with
we've got
a
a
very,
short week.
we have a very special treat coming at the end of that pop-up, if all goes well.
Ooh.
It's amazing. I'm sorry, my dogs have now decided they're going to wrestle. So
Okay.
I'm going to mute while you guys are continuing on, and I'll unmute. Ella's decided to play.
So that's what we do kind of often in School of Magical Stitches, if like at the end of the month, because we change books for the different months. So if the end of the month is somewhere midweek, we do something short for this half and something short for this half, because we've got to change books. We're not using the same information. So we can expect that throughout the year. Okay, so that leaves that's School of Magical Stitches. So when Vicki spins the first time, it will be for Beach Club, and then Boardwalk, then Grand Floridian, and then Wilderness gets stuck with whatever didn't get eliminated from the wheel with the first three. So that's all we've got for that one this week.
I love the fact that it's an elimination this time round, so everyone gets to do something different. And the other thing that's important to mention, though, it's a no question week. So you can't just jump on and say, oh, can I please stitch my dog as something that's underground? Because if you think it's underground and you can say why it's underground, then say it. And if you can't
It has to have a story. Yep. You have to.
If you can't say why your dog is underground, then it's not underground, is it?
And
horrible thought just now. I'm a horrible person.
I know. You buried the dog, didn't you?
That's what I was thinking. Pet cemetery.
Oh, Megan.
You stitch on the wrong prompt, then you will still get points, but you will not get the bonus, because same like if you stitch the penalty. So make sure that you're paying attention and make sure that you get your correct house and which one was for that house. All right, Lisa, let's take us into cross-stitching journal and daily 30. Remember, this is a closed group. They are not accepting any new members at the present, but I know we have a lot of viewers that are already in the group, and so we go over those prompts as well.
Okay, so this week, which is a fortnight, is Garfield week, and it's all about the Garfield comic. The first one, this is a big week for stitching. You have to do 300 or 400 stitches on each prompt. Stitch on a piece that reminds you of your hometown and tell us why. So for me, I found this one really hard because despite my precursor to liking houses, I have lots of houses ready to go in my whips and none actually ready and waiting. So I actually thought I would stitch on this one, which is summer from the cricket collection, because when I grew up, it seemed like summer lasted forever in my town of Sydney. It's fairly warm, it's a mild climate, sort of similar to Florida, I believe. So there's a long summer in Sydney.
Okay. Mine, I'm taking a little bit different approach here. So I am going to go with Key to My Heart. And of course, a key would symbolize somewhere that a home or a town or whatever. But also, my hometown is where I met my husband. We actually met in high school. So I thought this was very appropriate for.
Aw. Okay. I am going with George, and I know that that's where I'm going with, because the hometown I live in now, we have lots of lakes and lots of rivers, and most of your weekends are spent on the lake or on the river, on the water. And we actually have a small lake about half a mile from our house that we take the dogs to in the summertime and let them jump off the dock and let them swim and all sorts of fun things. So since they're on the water, that's why I'm choosing George.
I'm gonna do Spangled. Home is where your story begins. My husband and I both still actually live in our hometown, so this is where our story began and is. So I'm gonna just do that one because this is always our home. I don't know that. Does that seem stupid or does that work? Or
I like it.
because I've got the water wheel, but that's technically a town or two over. Like it's still a childhood memory, but that's a childhood memory, not a home memory.
Mm-hmm.
Home is where our story began, and it's where it's continuing to go. So
That's a good one.
I think that'll work.
Ready for the next one, Lisa?
Yep, I was just thinking, okay, so the next one is stitch on a whip that you have renamed. You've given it a nickname, you call it something in its actual name, or it reminds you of something else, and why. So this one's a bit hard for me. You know, I can think of many things that Joni might have renamed, which involve not necessarily good words. But no, she's very polite, but you know, we understand. So hi Joni, we love you. I am undecided. Maybe my letters from Hogwarts, because I just call that Hogwarts, or my We Are Humans After All cell that I just call humans.
If I still had Welcome To, well, that's not the name of it.
Yes.
It was actually in the magazine. It was called A Warm Welcome, but I called it Welcome To the entire time. But I finished that one. But I do. I mean, Alice is Mini Alice in a Dolly Dream. I just call her Alice.
So, yeah, so you've shortened that name. That would work.
Legendary Creatures I called Pain in My Bum.
I was going to say you had one like that, so you could do Pain in My Bum.
I think I usually end up calling this one by the wrong name. It's called, I think it's Cross Stitch Quaker. It's the Quiet Please. It's the Cunning G, the one she's doing the Quiet Please Cross Stitcher at work. I think it's called Quiet Quaker. I call it something different every time I name it. I think it's Cross Stitch Quaker, but I think I call it Quiet Quaker or something, or Stitcher Quaker. I call it something different every time. So
that's you done. That's good. Vicky?
Probably George, because the actual title is Stitching George Washington. I just say I'm stitching George.
Yeah, that works. All right, the next one is put stitches into a piece of your own choice. And tell us about the place. And tell us about the place you were born. So I don't think we need to talk about that. We can pick anything we want for that one. Stitch on a piece that you adopted from someone else or someone else gave to you. So I have two choices for this. well, I probably have far more than that if I really think about it. But in my current stash, I could work on my Alice because she was given to me by the lovely Belinda Aussie Stitcher. Or I could do my South American Angel, who was given to me by Glenna. So either of them. But I was talking to Glenna about it the other night. She said I should do the one that's closest to a finish. So that's probably Alice, which would fit in really well in case I get drawn as the prompt with clothing for magic, because I could double dip.
I have several that were given to me by other people. And since I haven't worked on her in a while, I think I will go with Lady of the Flag.
That's good.
I'm gonna work on George. They gave me George to get to stitch and to finish. So since I'm on a deadline, George is getting lots of attention. Sorry, I'm trying to make George fit into every one of the prompts this week for sure.
I think that I will work on my Nightmare because this is one that actually adopted from Emily C. She started it, and then I started working on it after that. I'm actually had to turn it on its side when I stitch it because she stitches the opposite of me, which then makes me think that I might change my, if I get the dress up as, I could use this one and I could double dip. So we could easily wear this mask as a Halloween costume. And then that's also creepy. You might see that in a haunted house.
All right. The next one, I reckon we got so many choices for this too. And in fact, instantly when I read this, I think about what Sammy's been doing the last day. Stitch on something you've accidentally given imperfections, but you love it anyway. Be sure and explain your choice.
Any of my projects, that's another for me. Choose a project and work on it. Because I don't think there's a single project in my WIP pile that doesn't have something that I've gone,
yeah.
No, and thinking about the fact that we like to double dip, I think whatever gets chosen from Mythical Stitches, maybe could double across to that, because it would be my Scarecrow. I'm quite sure I've stuffed that up already. Alice, I've definitely stuffed up Alice. I've had
now, does it have to be a mess up, or it can be just that you changed on your own, even a color?
Well, what
you've
I did.
You've accidentally given imperfections.
So
okay.
Accidentally.
What I chose was, I did choose George, but I said it's because my dogs and my cats, as you see, birds have been sitting on me, have lovingly donated their fur
Specialty
to
fibers.
help their specialty fibers to fit into this piece. So that is so some of that would be a huge imperfection because I've got dog and cat fur in it.
True, they may not like that very much. And you need to explain why. So, yeah, I'm not sure. So that's another one that I can pretty much just wait and see what tickles my fancy closer because I think most things I stuff up. My 12 Days of Christmas that I was working on last week, I know I definitely have I've got a whole row missing in that.
Well,
Sammy?
I have messed up New Beginnings. I mean, not New Beginnings. My Thankful Quakers. I've made my basket too short. Even on my new, depending on when it is in the week when I decide to do this one, if I'm working on my new Hawker and Hollow square, because on the first block, my leaves on my tree aren't correct. So I had to completely make up some of those leaves. I don't even know. There's a whole bunch of mistakes. Oh, my stuff, not mistake. Imperfections. Customizations.
Yes. Okay. I like the next prompt.
Hold on. We're going to do Sammy's imperfections first.
I think for me, it would be pretty much anything that I work on. So
yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I think I noticed that it's got the biggest stitch counts, but they're the easier prompts. I noticed she tends to do that, which is, I guess, one kind of thing. The last one, the bonus, is you have to go to garfield.com and search any Garfield cartoon by date since its release. Pick a date and tell you what Garfield was doing on that day and why you chose it. Yes, Vicky, you've chosen yours.
I've already chosen mine. I went and found my wedding date, and this is the comic for my wedding date, so I posted that, and they're yawning. So I guess that's My wedding, my husband and I don't know, we yawn, we're boring.
And you can have those stitches on
wedding day. I was narcissistic.
Anything you want to do. So it's another free choice for 300 stitches. So that's pretty cool. All right. So that ends the daily 30 for this week. Oh, but she also has a pop-up happening for the Super Bowl. Oh, look, Megan's found hers.
I did my birthday the year I was born too.
I didn't know if Garfield existed when I was born, but I'll have to have a look. A pop-up because it's the Super Bowl next weekend, which, you know, I'm the Aussie talking about it. I know so much about the Super Bowl. But there's a team called the 49ers, and there's a team called the Kansas City something or others.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
And you have to pick which one of those two teams you're going for in the Super Bowl.
And then you stitch 1,000 stitches, right?
And then you stitch 1,000 stitches with a maximum of 300 a day. You can earn tokens along the way. And then there's bonus points for whoever wins and whatever. So it's quite fun. That's going now, yeah.
Oh, well, I will work on my Sammy J stitches. I'll start on that one now.
Yay! Sounds good.
Spoiler alert, I had a new start.
How long does it last? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
It's till probably the 2nd of November, I think, off the top of my head.
November.
February.
2nd of February?
I think the electric storm is affecting my brain. Well,
That's a really long Super Bowl.
I told you I don't know. I'm doing this one, which is Welcome by Cricket Collection, because I'm moving into a house in 3 months' time, and I want to put that at my front door. So.
Okay. Anybody? We good to move on?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't figured out. I haven't figured out what I'm doing for the pop-up yet. I'm still thinking on that one. I got to figure out which one.
Okay. So we have a few other groups that I know not every. Sorry, my computer is about to die. That not everybody is in, but you know, we still read off the prompts and bounce through them and everything like that. So the first one is a group called Supernatural Stitches. Again, I link all these in the little doobly-doo thing below. This and they base their prompts off of Supernatural, the TV show. So they now have two options. You can either stitch the prompt, or you can time yourself. But what's different about them is they have the prompts are completely different depending on if you want to stitch or count. Stitch or not.
Okay.
So the stitching ones, this first one's pretty easy. Stitch on a project with DMC 310 or Anchor Black or Fancy Floss Black. Has to be the actual thread, not black adjacent. So I know me personally, I would pull out either Spangled or Thine is the Trick and the Treat because there's a ton of black in those.
Same ones.
Yeah. But anything with lots of
I would do Hawk Run Hollow because of the borders are all black.
Okay.
Not now. They're not. Ours are brown, aren't they, Megan?
I was like, no, they're O. That's why because I was like, no, they're they are.
Yeah.
I'm doing a different one. I'm doing a year.
You should have been cool like me and Lisa.
Okay, the second one is
Dude,
I
I love
call
mine.
that one by the wrong name all the time. I call that one the Villages of instead of the Village of. So I can even use that one for my.
Stitch on something that has put a spell on you and is currently your favorite width.
Well, a few days ago, I would have said my fairy tale bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did 1,500 stitches on it, so now I'm having a little break.
Mine will probably be Alice because she's my focus piece, so that makes her my favorite.
Hawk Run Hollow because it's my focus piece for this year.
Vicky, you don't need to go there. We know what you're going to say.
Tiger Lily.
Oh, I figured you would say George.
She's almost
I'm
done.
impressed.
Wow, it's not George.
She's almost done.
I would do like instead of it being
She's up there, but she's
instead of
almost
it being
done.
a good spell. Not that I don't like Hawk Run Hollow, but I would say this one's put a spell on me and it's making me stitch it because I've got to get it done. So it's like controlling me spell, like a control spell.
Right.
Tiger Lily is a focus piece, so she's almost, and I finished her head, so I'm down to her wings and then just her dress. I'm beading now, so I'm almost done.
Nice.
Theatric jump there, dudes.
Okay. The next one is stitch on something with a plane or other mode of transportation.
Humans.
Yeah.
It has a rocket ship.
Had to be George. He's got a boat.
When does this start? What's the date?
It starts at January 20th through the 26th. Oh, this is the one that's just ending. Just kidding, y'all. Moving on. They haven't put their new one up for the week.
Sorry.
Well, then right now I'm going to stitch on the one that's got the boat, Sammy J's. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, sorry about that one. Okay.
That wasn't why I asked the date. I was asking because I was going to stitch on this one tonight. Sorry.
Okay. So the next group I have up is the Mythological Stitchers Challenge. And this one goes based on all different types of mythology. And for this week, they're focusing on Ra, the Egyptian deity of the sun. Ra rules in all parts of the world, the sky, the earth, and even the underworld. So 500 stitches on a project you can relate to Ra and or sunshine.
Mama, buy the cricket collection. Easy. I might even do it this week.
Maybe Tiger Lily, because flowers need sun to grow.
Go.
I don't know if that would be stretching it too far, though.
From what I understand, Mythological is a very relaxed group. So, I mean, pretty much anything go.
Oh, it's not like it's not like my Magical Stitches where you really have to fit the prompt.
I didn't know that there was other group with yeah, that were mythological.
It just started January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one where there's like clans and they attack each other or something?
No.
It's a different one.
It's just a nice, easy, relaxed one. And I was talking to one of the admins of it today, and she was saying one of the things she's really loving about it is that there's a lot of new people in there who this is their first time they've dipped their toe into doing homework tasks. And it's a really nice, gentle group because it's just chilled and back. It's, you know, this one's 500 stitches, but you can be very flexible. Whereas some of the other groups get very particular at different times, which is awesome. But not everyone, when they're starting, can cope with all the technicalities. Yes.
That's kind of underworld, right?
They don't like the sun.
That's Underworld.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And the last group I have is Enchanted Stitches. Again, they're still in Peter Pan the last week because, you know, February is finally right around the corner. So prompt number 1, Peter and the Lost Boys and the Darling Children celebrate the return of Princess Tiger Lily. Stitch on a piece that has an object you can use to trap Tinkerbell. That's different. I totally thought she was going to say something about Tiger Lily, and I was waiting for Vicky to be like, duh.
No, she went duh last week. An object to trap Tinkerbell.
Does Tinkerbell like shiny things?
You just need something like a glass or a cup.
That wouldn't trap her. That would bait her.
That would bait her. Yeah, that wouldn't trap her.
Ooh, this has got cobwebs in it. And Diamonds and Strings got cobwebs, and you can trap a fairy in a cobweb.
Dude, my polar bear is holding a cup. You could put her in that.
Yeah. I have nothing.
It's so funny the way you said that. Dude, he's holding a cup. that Midwestern came out in you.
No, it's not Midwestern.
Yeah,
Well,
you trap her in there.
I know.
That looks like a fairy cage if ever I saw one, Sammy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's definitely a cage.
Hey, I got a better one. Let's stuff her in a martini glass.
Now you're just trapping her and getting her drunk.
Well, that's how you trap her. Once she starts drinking, she'll just lay down.
Well, look at my penguin. He looks drunk.
Well, you're sedating her. That way she relaxes.
All right, I've got one. I've got two. In Welcome, there's a where is it? There's a tiny little house and there's a watering can.
There you go.
I could trap her in either of them.
Next, after returning from the Indian camp, Wendy tells Michael and John to get ready for bed because they'd be leaving to go home to London and their mother. Stitch on something related to mothers or something that reminds you of your mom and include an explanation. Oh, hey, but you're not stitching. You finished it.
I know, but I just thought since it was sitting here, I'd show it. That's my mother's birthday present I'm giving her tomorrow.
That was a shameless plug.
That was a show. I would do Cinderella. My mother read me Cinderella every night before bed.
All right, I'm
Every
gonna copy
night.
you. Alice, same reason.
Yeah. Mine would be Miss Ladybug because my mom called me Bug growing up.
Not lady.
No, but
That was for my dad. Oh, any of my dragonflies, because dragonflies are my connection to my mom. Like it's when I see a dragonfly, it makes me think to not get into a sentimental, sappy, blah. So dragonflies.
Okay.
what about,
cool.
did you finish Curly Sue?
I did. I finished that one last year. I think that's like my only finish, one of my only 2 finishes last year. Hey, I've already had 2 this month.
Very.
Breaking records.
All
We're
right.
about to hit number 3 if we stop talking and you get stitching.
Right. Hook kidnaps the Darling Children and the Lost Boys and gives them the option to either join the ranks or walk the plank. What would you have chosen? Stitch on a piece that represents this choice and explain.
All right. We are humans. I'll join the ranks. Lots of little people.
God, you're horrible. You traitor. Mutiny.
Okay, say that again.
So you have to either join the ranks or walk the plank. What would you have chosen? Stitch on a piece that represents this choice and explain.
I think this week I would probably walk the plank so I could work on my water goddess. And she would protect me once I walked the plank.
Let's see here.
I probably won't work on this, to be honest, but if I was, I would go with walk the plank and use my Shores of Hawk Run because it's got a ship.
I would probably walk the plank, and then because the alligator is going to eat me,
TikTok.
I would do my earthly treasures. This is the pattern, so I can't really show you up close, but it's about do y'all not own the earthly treasures nor covet envy or pout that enter this world with nothing and will carry with thee nothing out. If I walked the plank, I wouldn't be carrying anything with me out of the world. So
and then you could also do Sammy's one because you would be walking the plank off that sailing ship.
But I'm hoping the Sammy's one will be done tonight. Lofty goals, lofty goals.
Yeah, and these don't start till Monday. Okay, last one. After Peter defeats Hook, Tinkerbell covers the whole ship in pixie dust. It becomes a golden, sparkly, flying pirate ship in which Peter and the Lost Boys return the Darling Children to their home. Stitch on a project that reminds you of this ship. For example, golden, sparkly, flying, happy endings, etc.
I can break out Starry Night because it's got dust on it. Fairy dust.
That Starry Night ain't coming out.
My etoile for this Christmas ornament is sparkly. I think I just jumped out of order. I'm sorry.
Water goddess, because the dragonfly trails look like pixie dust flying.
They do. I don't have an idea for this, but I guess I could double up with what I did last week. I had to use gold thread, so I could do my 12 Days of Christmas because it has gold sparkly thread.
Okay.
You could.
I think I could double this with Key to My Heart because, love is my happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Works for me.
Cheesy.
Aren't you stitching on something with how do you say that? Is it etoile? Etoile?
Etoile.
Wow.
I can't say it either, Megan. Don't worry.
That
Sammy's finished stitching
that
on
there,
it, so
etoile.
etoile. Yes, anything with the etoile thread would be nice. I suppose I could do my humans because it's got etoile.
Ooh, my fireworks on the
Wait.
4th.
I was going to say, aren't you stitching something with etoile?
But you're also stitching something with Treasure Braid too.
Yeah,
Lady
but
the flag. Lady the flag's got all that sparkly. The beads.
yeah, but I'll go with the happy ending story. That's cool.
All right, that works for me.
So, okay, I think that's. Okay. What's going on in Sane? We're finishing up Serial Stitcher round 2. I'm still alive currently. Everyone else is dead.
You're the only one living?
No, of us that.
I was next.
I'm not participating.
I ran. I heard y'all were getting killed and ran.
I died.
Killed like the first night of round 2. The ABCs.
Alphabet soup. B. We're still in B until the 28th of January. So
Then we hit
coming
C.
weekend, it's going to be a big episode next episode because everything's shifting over for the month. There's new things coming in February, but it's just B and Serial Stitcher, and yeah, that's basically the around the world is still China.
Do y'all need to get
Yeah, I'm so slacking in there right now.
Do y'all need to show what y'all are stitching on for B?
I'm not doing that.
I am. Hang on. Where is mine? I think mine's over there and Bert's on my lap. I'm working on my bell. My B is for bell in my advent calendar. I have an actual bell. Hang on. I'll show you. Bert, let me get Bert, get off me.
Oh, she's digging.
Oh, Bert.
I'll share mine. Mine is here.
He's heavy.
B is for Barnyard Morning. Okay.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I love Bert, but he's heavy.
You should try Zoe and Dudley.
Okay, so I'm working on my advent calendar. And that's a bell. B is for my bell. I gotta finish it.
Oh, so you can just use that for all of yours.
Well, not all of them, because you can see some of them aren't.
Done.
That's why I've got this one, and I got my Brooks. Both of those advents. Yeah, because I just can't do one advent. Let's just do 2 advents. Let's just do them all.
Yep.
Okay. I know Choose My Whip is ending. They're not going to continue that in February.
They're not? I gotten
No.
so used to post and Choose My Whip. What the heck?
It's every 3 months. So I think the next one's in April.
I need
What's
to
next?
do that one next time. But it's, for me, Choose My Whip is hard to fit in when I'm doing Magical Stitches because I don't have a whole, it's all I can do to get my homework done, much less add in an extra.
That's why you double dip. You pick one that you're going to do for your homework too.
Yeah.
But it's it's for each one.
Or you do it for your homework or your extra credits.
So, okay. So that's it for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Megan, for joining us this week. And
thank my boss for me joining this week. She called me off.
Thanks, Megan's boss.
I got to sit home early.
if you have any questions, comment below or message someone in this room, and we'll try and help you out the best we can. We will see y'all next week. Bye.